Yes. Back again on this channel, One ISTV, just because of Manchester United. We are doing the last day. The last day, which is going to be tomorrow. We are previewing the games and so on and so forth. We have so many topics to discuss about. Arsenal couldn't win the league. Jeffers is fuming. He wants Arsenal to get rid of Arteta. As he said he's in love with Arteta. Arteta should still do one more. And also have Bishop also joining us. We're going to talk about absolutely Manchester United as well, and so on. And surprise, Slot came into EPL and won the EPL. Also we're going to talk about also Tottenham as well, winning the Europa League before Arsenal they don't even have a chance. And a lot to discuss. And also, if you have any comment, you could drop your comment. What do you think about this season? Well, let me welcome Jeffers into the Jeffers with me right here, and also Bishop. They are joining us tonight. Let's preview the game. The last day. So, Jeffers, can you hear me loud and clear? You have to mute your mic.
Loud and clear. All good.
Yeah, Bishop. Welcome to the show. Can you hear me, Bishop?
Happy end of the EPL season.
Yes.
You guys received the cup again for second 3 times. Wow.
3 times. So let's start. Let's start from there, Jeffers. Jeffers, let's start from there.
Okay. Yeah.
3 times in a row now. Second. And you're not tired.
I'm tired. But I think this season,
yes,
we already knew basically that this might happen if one thing didn't happen, and it didn't happen. And then what happened eventually. I think at this point, the truth is this. I think personally for me, I have nothing with the team. I still feel that team still needs that bite in attack.
Okay.
For Mikel Arteta, he doesn't have to convince me. You don't need to convince the fans now that you're the right man for the job. It's now a case whereby the tables have turned.
Okay.
You get me now? The fans now have to decide whether he's the right man for the job at this point. Because the truth is this. You've proven that you can actually push these guys to the extreme. Now, you need to cross over that finishing line and you're falling short. You need to give them now. You have to prove it within yourself now that you can actually take this team across the finishing line. The transfer window so far is proving that, yes, maybe he's not the right one, because I personally believe, like, as it is right now, the very moment the Portuguese league ended, that should have been the day he should have gotten Gyökeres, as far as I'm concerned. Yes. That should have been the day he should have gotten Gyökeres, because I do not understand what you're delaying for. He's available. You guys have met, you've talked, this is the price. You're still deciding whether you want to go for Šeško or Gyökeres. As far as I'm concerned, get both of them.
You won't kill us for EPL. Bishop Idiara, old lady.
Get both, because it is that you need strikers. Is the truth. I was looking at the charts basically of the amount of money that clubs have actually spent on the attacking line, and no surprises. Arsenal is nowhere near it, because Arsenal hasn't spent on attackers. That's to tell you that this is where the issue is. Go there, solve it, get both of them, because the truth is you cannot be depending on a Gabriel Jesus to actually be your front man next season, or a Kai Havertz. It's unthinkable. Look at it right now. Your season is ending tomorrow, and when you look at the scorers charts, your top scorer doesn't have 10 goals. It tells you something, and it's not even a striker.
It's not even a striker.
Worse. That's that you know that this team basically needs that forward potency. It's not there. So at this point, you should be talking about the siding. It's about you going there to sign. Look at Liverpool. Liverpool are doing their business and doing it fast and early, and that's let you know that these guys actually intend to actually get the business running next season. Everybody starts to plan once the season is about to end. I don't see why he's waiting his time.
All right. Well, before I put on a Bishop, let me quickly run the league so far. You know, tomorrow is the preview. I mean,
Yeah.
tomorrow is the last
The final
game,
day,
the
basically.
final game. So, and I'm going to actually put Liverpool has already won. Arsenal are in 71 points. I think Arsenal is second for me. Nobody's taking that anymore. I don't think so. Or is it possible?
I don't see a 10-goal deficit tomorrow. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. So let's forget it.
Happen.
So now we have Man City, 68 points. They're in third. Newcastle, 66 points. Chelsea, 66. Aston Villa, 66. Nottingham Forest, 65. This is we are looking at top 5 right now.
Yeah.
So Bishop, who do you think is going to be in the top 5? Already we have Liverpool already. We have Arsenal already. So it's between Man City, Newcastle, Chelsea, Aston Villa, Nottingham Forest race now. And if you look at the game they have tomorrow, Man City is playing Fulham away. Chelsea will be flying to Nottingham Forest. That's another big game. That's a big game.
It's a winner takes all.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah.
So Manchester United versus Aston Villa. I've seen Aston Villa is going to win. Yeah.
I think they said what we had is that Amorim is actually using his reserve to play the game tomorrow.
Nobody's interested.
Playing the game tomorrow.
So let's look at also who else is playing tomorrow? Do you have any?
Newcastle playing against Everton.
Yeah, Newcastle, Everton.
Yeah.
Tottenham. Okay. Now, Bishop, can you see it from your side? Which team do you think is going to make the third, fourth, and fifth, the Champions League tomorrow, aside Liverpool and Arsenal?
Yeah. So before I dive into that area, let me talk to Jeffers.
Jeffers, so, don't go away. Don't go yet.
You said it depends on the fans to know if Arteta is the right man for the job.
No, it's just on Arteta to prove to the fans now that he's the right man. The fans have backed him enough. Okay. Now he has to return the favor. Yeah.
Okay, so if the fans said he should go, he should go.
He should go. I'm in support.
Okay. All right, fair enough. Okay, so saying who's going to qualify for the Champions League. So we have Liverpool, Arsenal already settled. Now, Man City can drop, but it will take a miracle for Man City to drop because they will have to lose, which I don't think they will lose to Fulham, even though they've not been playing well. But Newcastle is playing Everton at St. James Park, and we know how St. James Park can be once they activate that mood. They showed it to the likes of Arsenal and the rest, Man U and Co. So for me, I think I'm going to put Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, Newcastle. Those 4 are steady. Now, we are looking for a 5th seed between Chelsea, Aston Villa, and Nottingham. Now, if Aston Villa should win and Chelsea should win, based on goal difference, Chelsea clean sheet. But Nottingham Forest, fortunately, have just gathered back everything they needed. And I think this match will favor Aston Villa more because Aston Villa is playing Man U. Now, if the onus is on them to win, I think that Chelsea match is going to end in a draw. Now, a draw is good enough for Chelsea as far as Man U beat Aston Villa. A draw is good for Chelsea as long as Man United beat Aston Villa. I don't see it happening.
It's not happening.
I don't see it happening.
It's a big game for them.
So, but this is how it should be. So let's bring it down to context. If Nottingham Forest should lose out on this Champions League spot, it's going to be a bottling job because there was a time they were even second.
They were second. They were second for majority of the season,
so it's going to be a bottling job for them. If Aston Villa should lose out, it's going to be a big dent on Emery's CV. How could you allow this to happen? So, because they were in the driving seat some time ago, Chelsea just came from nowhere. Now, Chelsea has they've thrown a miracle to Chelsea. Like, if you win this match, you qualify. If you draw, you play Man, you win. Chelsea is on the bridge, like they need to grab this. They need to grab this opportunity, but I don't see them grabbing it. That's it. Now, you might say, Forest is not a team you go home and beat, especially when they want to lock up. So, it's going to be very tight. And if Forest should win, That's the problem now. If Forest should win this game and Villa find a way to draw or lose, then Forest makes it, which brings a fairy tale story for Forest. But for me, my pick will be Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, Newcastle, and of course Villa, because I think Chelsea Forest is going to end in the draw.
All right, Jeffers, look at this from your point of view. What do you think is going to make? What's going to?
I will change it a bit as far as I'm concerned. As far as I'm concerned, I'll be honest with you. It's going to sound funny, but I do not see Chelsea defeating Nottingham Forest tomorrow. I'm serious. I don't see them winning, because the truth is this: when it comes down to what matters, basically, I think Chelsea are actually falling short in that aspect. Because when I look at that Nottingham Forest setup, when they mean to get a result, they will get that result. And I look at that defensive line, and I'm actually worried because of the fact that obviously Colwell will start tomorrow. The question is who pairs up with him, because that defense side has been at 6s and 7s throughout the season. Even till now, it's still not settled. Already you have an issue whereby you don't have an attacker. There's no 9. No Nkunku. No Jackson. And obviously you're going to play most likely Pedro Neto up front. And the thing in Pedro Neto is, once you can find a way to keep Neto away from, keep him in the center. You've gotten Neto already. Yeah. That's it. So for me, I'm actually leaning towards a Nottingham Forest win. I don't know why. I feel like Nottingham Forest will put everything all out in that game, and they're at home. Yes. That makes it even worse for Chelsea. Aston Villa United. Aston Villa will beat United, because right now United
of course, yes. Of course,
it's all manner of crisis.
I am ready.
You got the reports. You got the reports basically coming out from Carrington this afternoon. Everything is not looking good at the moment, and there's a fallout for what happened with the Europa League final and everything. So right now the house is not settled. Newcastle Everton, a very tough game, but for me, I personally feel like Newcastle will actually beat Everton, because Everton, I think they might have exhausted all the emotions from the game last week, the final game at Goodison Park last week. And for Manchester City Fulham, that game is still a game that I'm still putting my neck out for, because the thing is this: I need City to deliver. That's just it. I need City to deliver, because the truth is this: Fulham are also fighting for something. And that's the interesting part. Because while we're still talking about the Champions League and everything,
Champions League, you're right.
There's still an opening for the
Europa League.
There's still one more.
So Fulham needs the game.
Fulham wants to get a win to actually get in, because right now, Brentford are 9th. Brentford have 55 points. Brighton are 8th. They have 58.
58. You're right.
And the goal difference is Brighton has a goal difference of +4.
+4.
Brentford has a goal difference of +9.
+9.
While Fulham has a goal difference of 2.
Yeah.
So basically, they need to win first of all. Then they'll start talking about goals. Although I know personally they will not get the goals. That's the truth. But they will definitely be looking out for a win. So it's going to be a very, very tough game.
A tough game as well.
And the way the whole setup is, all these teams are separated, especially 3rd to 7th, by just 1 point.
Can you imagine?
That makes it very, very critical. So for me, 1st and 2nd settled. You're not arguing that one. As for me, I see, funny enough, let me even look at that table the way I'm seeing it now. I can see here. I see Nottingham Forest actually moving from 7th all the way down to 4th. Funny enough. I see them taking 4th. I see Aston Villa finishing 3rd. And I see City finish 5th. I think Newcastle will miss out.
I think so. Newcastle is going to miss out. I'm thinking about Newcastle. Chelsea could miss out too.
Chelsea is missing out. No argument about that. So for me, my top 5 is going to be Liverpool, Arsenal, Aston Villa, City, and Nottingham Forest. Yes.
Bishop. So Jeffers, you think Everton will beat Newcastle in St. James Park.
I don't think that they will beat them in St. James Park. What I feel is that with what I'm seeing, they might actually play a draw.
Okay, you feel Everton will draw Newcastle, knowing well what this game means in St. James Park, not in Godfrey Park.
I know, because what is this? This is what I'm saying. My stand is this: if there's one thing I've learned about the EPL on the final game of the season,
surprises.
It doesn't always go according to plan. That's my worry. And this particular game is one game I feel might actually bring a surprise. This particular
for the past 3 seasons, tell me the last game of the season that has not gone to plan.
For the a lot of them are not going to plan.
No, tell me which one now. Everything has gone to plan.
Not everything. Not
which
everything. One? Wait, I'm coming now.
Which one?
There's never been surprises. There's no surprises. We already know who is going to Champions League. We already know who is winner in the past 3 seasons, going to the final, except last season. Yes. I think last season, except last season.
That's the difference. For the past season, we've already had an idea of who is going to get in. But in this case, it's up for grabs. That's the problem. And all
I think the only position up for grabs is the 5th position.
I don't think so. Because I'm looking at that table. It's open.
Look at that table, Bishop, now. It's open.
Yes, but it's open, but the people they are playing is the problem. Imagine Man City playing Newcastle. Now it's open. Imagine Aston Villa playing Nottingham Forest. It's open. But what is open here is just Nottingham Forest, Chelsea. That's the only game that is tight. Newcastle, there's no way Newcastle does not beat Everton. I can put my life savings on it. Do you see the way they played after in the second leg of the Carling Cup? Did you watch the second leg? Did you see the stadium? Did you see the stadium?
I watched the second leg, yeah.
Did you see the stadium? There's no way Arsenal can win that match. Arsenal could have won that. There's no way Arsenal wins that match.
Because when Newcastle were actually
Did you watch the Carling Cup final? Did you watch the Carling Cup final?
I did.
There was no way Liverpool wins that match. Nothing they could have played. Listen, these guys know what is at stake. They create this atmosphere. I'm telling you, although I'll be focusing on Nottingham Forest, Chelsea, but I can tell you the atmosphere tomorrow is at this park. Oh my God. It will look like a Champions League final. It will look like a Champions League final.
It's going to be crazy. I personally would want Newcastle to be there. But
they will be there.
Let us be blunt with ourselves. The truth is this. If any team is in danger of missing out, it's actually Chelsea, one.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
Surprise you. I'm seeing a Man City as well too.
I don't see Man City losing against Fulham. I'm sorry. I don't see it.
They are going away.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It matters.
It doesn't matter.
Bishop, it matters because even if I want to get into Europa League,
who wants to get into Europe?
Which Europe are they getting to? Listen, the Europe is filled up. Let me explain why. Number one, Crystal Palace has been taking more spots.
Yes.
Sixth place is going to take 1 spot.
They are going to the Conference League. The spot that comes to the Carabao.
Yes, but you said UEFA. You didn't say Conference League. Give this Conference League, fine. They can go. They can go to the Conference League. Yeah. No, they can go to the Conference League, but they are not going to UEFA.
The reason is this. Why I'm saying this is this. Normally, you have the winners of the Carabao Cup going to the Conference League. The winners of the FA Cup go to the Europa League. The Conference League already looks.
Chelsea will win.
Newcastle are in 5th, are in 4th at the moment.
4th.
Good. The other finalists they played in that final, who they beat, has already taken the 1st position. Europe. If Newcastle win tomorrow, they settled it. Now the question now is that based on the fact that the 2 of them have already qualified for Europe, the team that finishes in 7th position gets a slot in the Europa League. The Conference League.
Okay. So the team is going to be Brighton.
Brighton.
Yes.
58.
Oh, sorry, 8. So it's going to be the 7th position between Chelsea and maybe Forest. Yeah, so the 2 of them. Chelsea is already in Europe. I think Chelsea will win the Conference League and they'll qualify automatically for the Europa League.
They will win the Conference League. I'm honest with you.
All this anti.
No. It's not big. The issue is this. It's a Spanish side. Spanish teams don't generally lose finals. No, honestly. Let's go check. I can't remember the last time I saw a Spanish team losing side of a final. It's been
They've
long.
not met PSG now. They've not met anybody that will beat them.
All right,
When
guys.
they
I want to quickly, because of our time, I want to move away from the preview. I want to start with the fallout of players and the Europa League in Manchester United. Let me start with you, Bishop. What's your take on this? Manchester United losing at the final. I mean, what's your take?
They done. Is the fallout the fallout of the losing in the final is tragic.
It's massive
because it's already impacting the next season. It's already impacting next season. So I'm going to go through some news. I think Jeffers was the one that posted, so it will not look strange to him when I'm reading it. So now watch something that is going to take place. Number one, as soon as they finish the cup final, they said some people have lost their job. So
200 people.
number one, so those are non-football issues. So you're already losing your job. Non-football issues. So you're already losing your job. And one of the problems that one of the things that kickstart a problem in a club is when the non-players are already having issues. That means what it means is that the way you are handling the club, the way the club is making money, profit is not equivalent to investment. Now, it's not that they might not be making profit because they might come at the end of the year now and say we made 20 million. But this is what it means. It means that if I invest 100 million and I make $2 million, that's a bad business. If I invest 100 million, then especially I will make at least 40 to 60% of my money because that's an high risk investment. So imagine someone that invests 5 million and makes 1 million. Then I invest 100 million and make 2 million. On the paper, I made more profit. But technically, he made more profit because he invested less. So that's what is happening. So we sacking those guys doesn't mean that we're not making profit. It means that investment is not equal to profitability. So the club is not profitable. That's one. Number two, if the club is not profitable, how will you convince me as a shareholder to invest more next year? How will you convince me that okay, if I buy this player, I buy this player, if I buy this player, I'm going to get this cup? I'm not seeing the pattern. I'm not seeing the process. I'm not seeing the flow. So investors are going to hold on to their profit and say, no, let me hold this one. Why? Because a bird in hand is what's in the bush.
No one wants to take a risk.
Fantastic.
I won't take you that risk. So thirdly, you are going to lose your best players. You're going to lose your best players.
Right now, Bruno has an offer.
Bruno has an offer. Saudi.
So,
Bishop, do you agree with that? He should take it.
If I'm Bruno, no brainer. I'm not no brainer. I'm not thinking about it. I'm not thinking about it. I'm signing. And I said the same thing for Mo Salah. If I'm Mo Salah, I'm going to find a Saudi. I'm going to find a Saudi deal. If I'm Mo Salah, I'm going to find a Saudi deal right now. I'm telling you, there are some things that you don't risk. In my third next season, Salah is going to flop next season. Then his stocks comes down, and his stocks comes down. If I'm him, Bruno, if you can, this Bruno can get to you. Take the offer. You know this our player in Leverkusen, Boniface, that the later dropped. The signature was already signed. People in Nigeria were chatting. He's playing for money. What are we working for? Am I working for stones? Am I working for stones? I don't understand. I don't understand. The guy was ready to sign before they now went for Duran. That was these things, this opportunity comes, they don't stay. If you don't grab it, that's gone. People can blame Ronaldo for all they care. The guy has cashed out. Blame me, that's your problem. He has cashed out. I support him. He's my brother. I will give you that advice. Cash out. So for Man United, these things are worrisome. So what is the coach supposed to do?
Talk to me about that fallout. I mean, what's your take on that fallout?
Mine? Okay. All right. Let's drop it as it is. Number one. Let us start from the financial fallout. United made 5.5 million for the Europa League final. They came back home with 2. Why? Because apparently there is a clause in Mason Mount's contract that says that if he gets to an European final, United are to pay Chelsea 3.5 million. Between me and you, what was Mason Mount's impact in that team, generally as a whole? It wasn't there. That is one. Already, United are going to lose £10 million for failing to qualify for the Champions League. It's part of the contract with Adidas. By the time you look at all the financial deductions and everything, United are going to lose 80 million already.
Yeah.
This season. Now you have a situation whereby you need to convince the best players to come and join this club side. What is your bargaining chip? It is Europe. Now you're not there. How can you convince these guys to come in? That is one. Two, you had a situation whereby the manager, Amorim, used his own money to actually buy tickets for some staff members to get down to Bilbao for that final. Now they lost it, and the next thing you're hearing is 200 staff are going to lose their jobs.
What is going on now?
It's already a crisis. I do not know how they're going to do. I don't know how they're going to get out of it. First of all, there's a crisis outside the field. There's a crisis inside the field. We're still talking about that one. Then right that night, another one dropped where Garnacho tweeted, and believe you me, if I was Garnacho, I'll be furious. I'll be furious because this is a young man who has actually given his all for that part. I won't say about the whole season, but I'll say that particular tournament, Garnacho was one of the standout players for United. And then what happens? Mason Mount, who just contributed only one goal in the semi-final against Bilbao, gets to start ahead of him, and you bring him in for 20 minutes. What is he meant to do in 20 minutes? Because if you looked at that game in question, to be honest with you, Tottenham didn't play
at all.
They just had one chance, and that was it. Because you look at the statistics tells you everything you need to know about that game. Tottenham had only 3 attempts on goal. They had 26% ball possession. They were played out completely. But at the end of the day, what happened? They took the trophy home. For me personally, that final, I blame Amorim for that final because as far as I'm concerned, we've been saying this thing like basically throughout the whole season. Højlund is not the kind of striker you start for United. I keep on saying this thing. Harry Maguire looks even more effective up front than Højlund. And no surprises. If United had gotten that equalizer in that final, it would have been Maguire. It would have been Maguire that have gotten it, if not for the goal line clearance by Van de Ven. So now you're having the crisis already in that side. Then the young man comes to speak out. You as the manager, the first thing you need to do is be able to manage your players. Then what do? They get to the training ground today and you tell the player directly he should look for a new club. Amorim is towing a very dangerous line. The last person who took that decision, we know what ended it. In fact, as we speak right now, he's been unveiled as a new manager for Bayer
Leverkusen.
Look, you already are in a situation of a crisis. You need to manage what you have to get you out of the fix you're in. Why am I saying this thing? I'm going to bring another person into context here. I remember when Granit Xhaka had a falling out with Arsenal fans and with the manager. He was basically out when Arteta took over. Arteta basically told him, before you get to the airport, just come, I want to see you one-on-one. And what Arteta told him was this: look, I'm new in this thing. I need somebody who will help me guide this team to where it's meant to be. If after we're done, you decide to leave, I will not hold it against you. I just need you to help me take this team back to where it's meant to be. Xhaka had his bags packed already. He just went back home and told the wife, you're going to stay. He stayed for that season, stayed for the next season. And then when he told the manager, I want to go home, Arteta didn't complain. He let him leave. That is how you manage a player.
between both of you, Bishop as well, is there any way out for us now? What's the next thing for Man U now?
Okay, there is a way out.
Sack the coach. Sack him.
There is a way out.
That's what I want to sack the coach first, right?
Yes, that's the first thing. Go for a basic coach. See, you need to go for a basic coach to balance the team. What is balance? A coach that can work with freshers, that can work with green talent.
Which coach?
There are many coaches. There are many coaches that can do that.
This is one who has been in sabbatical for over 3 years now. Doing
many coaches.
That's
the guy, see, you need to start with it because I don't think this guy can play.
There's an Allegri somewhere. They're waiting.
No. Let's be realistic here. Bishop, why do you say we should sack the coach?
So I told you before the show started. Thank God, Jeffers, hold on. Jeffers, I just want you to tell me this thing. When Amorim took this job, do you know where Wolves and Everton were?
Yes.
Where were they?
Wolves were 20th on the table.
Thank you. Where was Everton?
We're 19th on the table.
Thank you. Today that we speak, where is Everton? Where is Wolves? Everton is 13. Wolves is 14.
Wolves 14. If I West Ham is above ourselves.
Excuse that you didn't start this season with us is not an excuse because Everton changed coach. So you at that same period. So don't even go there. Everton changed coach.
At that same period.
So what is not for me. They made a big mistake in appointing him. I was thinking they will give the steroids to the end of the season. The steroid cannot put this thing in 16. Now yes, he put them in 12. What's the difference between 16 and 12? It's not the same thing. So for me, the steroid will put this thing in 12. He will not win the UEFA Cup. Did you win the UEFA Cup? No. Now you cannot balance that and say, fine, we are here. This is where we are. This steroid, thank you. You have tried, you can go. Then you can bring in a guy. Simple. You balance the team. That's it. Literally balance the team for us. Good. You finished 12. Thank you very much. Now you brought in the manager. He's now 16. He's finishing 16. That's if Tottenham does not win and they come down. He's going to finish 17.
This is another excuse. As they always give. The excuse is because they can't sack the manager because Man U cannot afford, the money.
He said he will not take compensation. He said he will not take compensation.
Oh,
he said he will not take compensation.
He's going to walk away for free. So then
yes, he said so. He said so. We know. So because of that, now they now give him a new thing that he's still the manager. Okay, you are not the manager, just like Jeff said. Your first action is to tell Garnacho. Has Garnacho played there this season? No. Has he been very poor? Yes. But is that the way to handle it? No. That's how we handle matters.
I'm having the champion is here. But before I'm going to bring this guy, let him calm down. Please. Let him calm down. Irate, you're welcome.
Stand up for the champion. Stand up for the champion. See, I'm not just here for Liverpool. I'm here for Man U. But before I start dealing with Man U,
I'm going up. I can't stand this.
Let me lay it out. It's going to be a very, very tough pill to swallow, but it has to be said. I remember there was a time there was actually an analyst that actually was asked about United. I think he was referring to United and Arsenal back then. He said something. He said he hates to break this news, but he has to say it to United fans. You're not a big club anymore. Arsenal realized it, and they took faith, and they went back to the drawing board.
Yep.
Right now, as it is, United are in the same state they were 5 years ago with Arsenal. In fact, it's even worse. First things first, as controversial as it's going to sound, it has to be said. Amorim has to be sacked.
Wow.
Because this is it.
Wow.
You took charge.
Wow.
You took charge in December. The time you took charge, the person who you replaced had already gotten 30 points on the league table, even though he was playing negative football at the max. He already had 30 points. You took charge. You basically have played the same amount of games he has. You've gotten 9 points. How can you convince me, if I'm a United fan, that you're the right man for the job?
But Jeffers, the excuse is that a style of play 3-4-3. The players, they've not been able to acclimatize with the
Which players?
system.
Which
And
players are there?
that's one of the excuses. That we should hold on. Irate, I know you want to say something.
3-4-3. Fine.
Yeah.
I can use that formation that he has. I'll just do one thing. I'll remove Erasmus Højlund up front, and I'll put an Obi Martins up front. Does it change anything? It's still the same formation, right? This young man had the potential. Everyone could see it. But because you were actually believing that the person who has proven times that number that he's not capable for the job is still the person you want to put up front, how would you give the young man confidence? These are questions.
Another excuses is they've not signed players for him. It's not real players, so he has to wait. I mean, we have to wait for
they've not signed players for him.
Zinedine Zidane won the Champions League 3 times without signing players. So what's his excuse?
So the thing is,
Bishop said, sack him.
When he came in, and even Bishop attested to it, then I said it as you want to play a certain formation, but if you want to play that formation, even Conte, who is the master of that 3-4-3 formation, this season is using 4-3-3 and has won the league at Napoli.
Exactly.
You look at the players you have.
Ground.
Can these players play this style of play? If they cannot, let them play what they are used to. Don't add more confusion to what is already happening at the club. We all said it at that time. But Ruben Amorim naively said no. He's not changing his style, his method. He didn't even have a preseason. He didn't have a preseason. He just came in and changed it to 3-4-3. Bam. Let's go. Let's go from there. So for me, he has his own flaws as well, but he's not alone, right? He's not. Someone called Rasmus Højlund the championship player, and I couldn't agree less. He's really he's not fit. He's not cut it for Premier League. He should go to maybe Division 2 or go back to Italy.
You're disrespecting the championship for calling him a championship. He's better in League 2.
In League
because
2.
the top 5 scorers in the championship has more goals than he has.
More goals. Okay, so whose fault is it? Is it Højlund's fault? Is it not a certain club that said we found a gem, a potential in Atalanta? No one even knew him. I didn't know him. And they went and
I didn't know him as well too.
Instead of them bringing an established one to help him, they went
very
and got
player
Zexi, who is not too dissimilar from another one for 50 million or 60 million or thereabout. So, see, let's look at Jim Ratcliffe. He spent over a year here and in Ineos group, and what they have done is mistake upon mistake. They've made poor decisions at almost every level.
All round.
Both on the field and
off the pitch.
Off the field. Now you are losing money for not being sponsorship deal. A certain sponsorship deal for $40 million or thereabouts is going away because you guys didn't qualify for Champions League, and you have to start cutting staff and laying people off all over again. Why? Poor decisions. But Jim Ratcliffe is always in that and saying, "Oh, Onana and some of these players, we didn't sign them." Right? At the end of the day, you have to go back to the drawing board, like Jeffers said. You need a manager that understands the situation on ground. That okay, we are in a dire situation. We are no longer a big club. The only big club that they call us is on paper. It's not practice. It's not on the field at all right now. If the likes of Ipswich and Leicester City had a decent season, Man United and Tottenham might be relegated. Welcome to that story. Man United might have been relegated. I know Bishop might not want to agree that with me, but that is just the basic truth. If you look at the amount of points that the team has had this season, it's it is relegation form that they've had in the league, right? So go back to the drawing board. Now you have a full preseason to yourself. The problem is, can you get the money to bring in the players? If you cannot get the money to bring in players, sell the likes of Garnacho, sell the likes of Kobe Mino, and the ones that can bring in money, and buy players that will suit your system. Ruben Amorim, I don't think he should be sacked now. For me, when he starts the season, because we can say, well, we can give him a pass that he just came in, unlike Ange that has been there since last season. I say, oh, he just came in. He came in midway into the season and inherited this mess. But if you go into December without European football and is nowhere near a Champions League
top 6,
top 6, that's too much.
That's too much.
Top 4.
I'm sorry.
Be in the top 4.
All right, Yomi is also joining me tonight. Yomi, can you hear me?
Hey, boss.
Okay. It's a Manchester United. I'm trying to add him. He's also fuming since since Thursday. Are you know?
Why you guys were fuming? We were celebrating. Thanks to Tottenham.
They were popping bottles, man.
Thanks to
Yomi, thanks for joining us. I can see you now, light and clear. Yeah, bro. How you doing?
I do. How far? How you guys doing?
Yeah, we're right.
Good. We're good.
We're right. So, what's your take? Let me start with you, Yomi, as well too. Fallout. Bishop said he needs to be sacked. Irate is Liverpool fan. I can't believe he says we should wait until we should just leave him.
At least until after
I mean, let's see how it goes. Maybe he can turn things around. At least we only have one game in a week.
Yep. And he has preseason now.
So preseason is coming up. Yomi, what's your stand on this?
No more excuses.
Sincerely, most times fans' opinions don't make any difference. You understand? We say a lot of things. It doesn't translate to what's going to happen, right? Number one, do you even have the money to pay him off? If he wants to leave, already the club is broke. I don't think he performed woefully because he came in the middle of the season. I just think the problem is he has not come to reality with EPL and the whole idea of EPL. I think he will do better next season, but I can't actually put his performance on the fact that he came mid-season. That's why we performed so woefully. No. There'll be a lot of coaches that would have come in and still, they may not win anything, but they will not be at the bottom of the table. You understand? So, but I just feel nobody is sacking him. They are not sacking him. Even if I want him to be sacked, he's not getting sacked. In fact, as of this morning, he has already informed the players at Carrington.
I'm in charge.
That is in charge for next season. So discussing whether he needs to be sacked or not, it doesn't change anything. The whole idea now is what is expected of him next season.
Well, we are going to change to there's this topic somebody sent to me that we should talk about Arsenal. This is the third time. The third season going, and they're still sticking with this manager. Irate, let me start with you.
It's a very interesting topic, and I have to be honest, some people are even asking questions that did Tottenham have a better season than Arsenal? And if you look at it from a certain, I can see he's not like
it's all
in it already.
No, actually,
if you look at it from a certain perspective, European.
I'm actually happy with Tottenham. So at least the beef can reduce.
Oh, that's strange. Yeah, that's the only Arsenal fan.
The only Arsenal fan
that is happy with Tottenham.
Because the beef is this is the thing. I think with this thing, the beef between Arsenal and Tottenham is just in England. It's not outside England. Though. It's just in London there. Outside England, Arsenal fans don't care. I don't know why they take it serious. Actually, I felt like, okay, there's always been this golf in class. Let's just let somebody have one thing to at least level up a bit, bragging rights. Because it would be proper for you to continuously get abused and abused by a particular set of team, and you just feel like you have no hope. And at least let us pity Son. Hmm? It would make sense. You come and play
Yeah,
Tottenham, I can't win it.
yeah, you're
Good.
happy for Son.
All right, I
Yes.
finish up with that topic quickly. The Arsenal situation. They're going fourth season now. Or is it fourth?
Yeah,
Number six
three.
season.
Six, actually.
Yeah, this is the sixth season. They've been second for 3 seasons in a row now, and a lot of people have forgotten that has actually won a trophy. Even though he mentioned Community Shield, which is very laughable, but he has won the FA Cup in his first season. I think Ateta has a substantial amount. Let me say substantial amount. Sometimes he tries to be a gentleman, a cool guy, but he's actually stubborn because
Very
the proof is
stubborn.
always in the pudding. The proof is always in the pudding. Before we started the season, we all pointed or identified a position that Arsenal needed to improve on. Mikel Arteta instead went and brought a dead wood from Chelsea and said you want to play him as a center forward. I don't understand how or why he thought about that.
Bishop will never forgive.
Because
Bishop will never forgive him. I will not forgive him.
Lie. Now how can you go and sign Sterling?
That defined the season for Arsenal.
and then he brought in
Sterling.
from Chelsea. And then he brought him. The thing is, he was trying to replace Shaka. He was trying to replace Shaka with Havertz. But the exact replacement, I won't lie to you, is Merino. Merino gives you exactly what even Havertz cannot give you that.
Exactly.
So for me, Havertz now, because I see Arsenal is going to sign a striker, where are they going to play Havertz? Well, that's by the way. Arsenal, for me, Arteta needs to stop that arrogance and realize that I think next season might be his final season. That might be the season where they pull the plug on him because he has spent how much? Is it not 800 million now, Jeffers, in total?
600.
Okay, 600.
He has been backed 600. He has been backed heavily in the transfer window. They are making signings upon signings. Now, Zubimendi is going to join, as I heard. He might also be signing a striker, maybe Gyökeres or Sesko. There is no more excuses. You can no longer be the bridesmaid. You've done that for 3 seasons. And Arsenal are at the level where you can't be winning Carling Cup or FA Cup and say it's a successful season. No. You have to go with the big trophies. It's either the Premier League or the Champions League. That is what will satisfy the fans right now.
Okay, so
And I know they went on a high horse to
quick.
win over Madrid, but they against PSG have run it that way. So they need to improve for me. And then quickly, sorry, Bishop. Saliba did not have a very good season. He has dropped form for what he's making mistakes that he doesn't usually make. For me, Gabriel has been their best defender. Yeah, Gabriel has been their best defender this season, and it shows that they missed him. So for me, improve your center forward. Go for an established Osimhen guy. Go for someone. Spend that money on a striker and let him deliver that trophy to you. And all of this will go away. But if he doesn't win anything significant,
he's going.
For me, that's fine now. He's going.
All right. Bishop,
okay, it's not. Yeah, so it's not going to be the final for him. I think Ateta has to deserve to convince everybody. If he doesn't do anything, they will sack him. He's not going to survive January. Let me tell you, this one is. They just kept him there. Like, see, we're going to give you the striker. We're going to give you a winger. We're going to give you anything you want. But you, by December, be in 6th place and be 6 points off the first place, and you see what will happen. They'll put the plug off him like, Oga, it's okay, thank you, I'll try. Because let me tell you what it is. If I have a business and I say, I raise money this business for me, and the first year you made 200 million. Second year, I invested another 400. Okay, first year I invested 200 million. You made 100 million. I say, nice. Next one, you came. I now increase my investment in expecting a higher yield. You still give me that 200 million. I said, okay, I did nice. And now increase my investment. You still give me that same amount of profit. You are not a good manager. You are a very bad manager. That shows that you're a bad manager. So I will go for some because as I'm increasing my investment, I'm expecting the same productivity and profitability from you. So you're not matching that. Now, in those years that you have failed to win, we can bring slots that just came. You can say slots makes a big investment, slots makes this, slots makes that, slots did this, but slots still had to maintain, manage the side. Slot would have overused Diaz, or overflowed Salah, or overused Trent, or overused Van Dijk. He might have made a mistake. We can complain for referee. We can complain for red card. We can complain for decisions that didn't go our way. Liverpool too can bring one or two. Tottenham can bring one or two. Man U can bring one or two. Man City can bring one or two. Everybody talk this thing round. So it's not an excuse for you to now use that. If not for the red card, we know where we'll be on the table. Stop those things. Take responsibility. You have not fixed your. The only time you bought a striker was when you signed Gabriel Jesus. That's the only striker I've seen that you have signed. I was on this show. Thank God, Jeffers and I did rebel the witness. The day they said Sterling's link, I said that's the day you should have sacked him. The day you even mentioned it, I said sack him immediately. That you even linked to that kind of transfer.
You actually
Sack him. Now I'm hearing that Nkunku is leaving Chelsea. If I hear Arsenal bid for Nkunku, they should just sack him. They just tell him just start going. It's like this is a mission. It's like this is a mission against Arsenal with Chelsea. So I don't think he has to next season. I think he has to December to prove himself.
All right, Yomi. Before I'm going to go back to Manchester United. If you want to look at players that needs to go or the players that needs to sign, but let me start with the players that needs to go, starting from the goalkeeper. Yomi, can you?
You have already mentioned the player.
So starting from the goalkeeper.
No, see, but wait, you don't understand how this makes sense. How does it make sense? Somebody comes to tell me that United comes to tell me that David De Gea is not good enough. Yeah. They let him go for free and they go and spend 60 million for somebody who doesn't even know how to control his defense line.
But Onana was good, Jeffers. No. Let's not put it that way. Onana was actually good at Ajax and at Inter Milan.
Yeah,
whatever happened
but United was a disaster totally.
I don't know what.
Iris, hold on. Don't say it was good. See, Premiership will expose you. You don't watch. I believe that how many Ajax match did you watch? How many Inter Milan match did you watch? Maybe Champions League final, maybe Champions League semi-final, maybe group stage. Champions League. Let me tell you, if a player should come to Liverpool now, we'll watch him week in, week out. We will decide if you are good or not. But if you go to Real Madrid, and do I go to Real Madrid match? No. I'm sorry, Yomi, you talk. Let me just say this. I'm seeing us that link to Rodrigo. That's a bad signing. That is the worst. What do they need Rodrigo for? I don't know what this Arteta is doing. They should find this guy, let him go. I don't understand.
He's better than Rodrigo. No offense. As United Castage is better than Rodrigo. So why are you going for him?
I don't agree to that, but let's continue with the topic.
All right, Yomi, jump into this. Players you want to get rid of.
Maybe see the player I want. There are a lot of players I want us to get rid of. Maybe I should just tell you the ones I want us to keep so that we don't waste time. Because I can count like just 4 or 5 people that I want us to retain. Wow. Mazuroi, Euro, Delete, Ahmad, who again?
Meno. I think Meno.
Who's that?
Meno. Kobe Meno.
No, you can sell him off. It's nothing. There's nothing Meno about Meno.
Yeah. What about
you can sell that guy.
Martinez.
No, Bruno should be the first to be sold because if somebody is offering you 100 million for a 30-year-old, don't turn it down.
Yes.
Correct.
If anybody is offering you 100 million for a 30-year-old, don't turn it down. That guy has refused to rest. Physios, everybody, they've talked to him. to rest in some games. He never listened to them. Do you know he was asked to rest before the final, this last final?
Yeah.
He didn't agree. He played against the previous match as if that was a final match. He was the only one running all around against Chelsea. When that match was not necessary. In the final match, he was knackered. You can't even see him covering anything. And to make it worse, they play him deep.
Yeah.
So he's a good player. Fine, I'm not arguing with anybody. But if anybody offers me 100 million for a 30-year-old, I'm taking it.
To your point, Liverpool received 150 million for a Mohamed Salah. He was 30 or 31 or thereabouts. And we didn't sell him. Why? You have to look at what this person is giving you. See, I'm not a fan of Bruno Fernandes as a person because he complains too much. That's why I don't like him. But despite a struggling Man United team this season, he has created the most chances in the Premier League. Look at his numbers. Now you have to say, okay, how do you replace those numbers? Who can you bring in? Okay.
So let me ask you a question. If they had offered Man City 100 million for De Bruyne last season and they didn't sell him, would that be a good business this year based on his performance?
No, De Bruyne is injury prone. That's different. De Bruyne has missed like half of the season already.
I'm telling you, this guy cannot give you a whole season of performance. He is good. I'm not arguing that. But going forward, he's not one that I want to keep in that team and say he wants to win or anything. He has been a legend. He has played well. He's good. You are talking about Salah. Salah has won things.
Yeah.
Salah has been on top of EPL. He has won things and all that. You understand? So it's not as if Bruno is not good. I understand Bruno is good, but the way this team is going, what we are playing right now, and the situation of the club, I'm taking 100 for Bruno.
Okay, for me, I was thinking Yomi is going to start with Casemiro. I don't know why he was starting with the guy. For me,
I'm not giving names of people to leave. I'm only giving people of names to stay.
Oh, okay.
I only have 4 or 5 people that want us to see. Every other person can get out.
Okay, so let me give you 3 names that is controversial. Garnacho. Garnacho.
Go like yesterday.
No, I know. No, hold on. I know the coach said he should go, but for you, do you think Garnacho should go?
Yes.
For me, even if we keep Garnacho, I don't want him in first 11. So what's the purpose? If he wants to leave, let him leave.
Okay, all right, go, fair enough. Menu.
Could be Menu. Let me just say this. I want to keep him, but not in first 11. But if he wants to go now, if he's throwing tantrums, let him go.
Okay. Harry Maguire.
No, keep him.
Keep him. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So from your team, I can just be Mascherano, Maguire, Euro. What of Ugarte? Okay, Ugarte just came, so let him just stay. So the 2 strikers should go. Because I see that you didn't mention any of the striker.
Ahmad and Zesty. Every other
Zeki should stay.
Yeah, those are the ones that I think we can build around. We don't have first 11. What people don't understand is that even the coach cannot select a stable first 11 based on that pattern he's playing.
Yeah.
Because everything has to be makeshift. We don't have LWB, nobody. We don't have one.
We don't LWB. You have Dogu now. Patrick Dogu.
Why you go call Dogu for this?
Why you do it? Why you go call Dogu
now? Got him in January.
Iris, have you watched Arsenal Jevino? Where that outside Jevino? That's the real. They went to bring Jevino replace.
Yes.
That guy can do everything outside the team and follow the ball.
That Dogu in January. You can't go.
The only one person, even in the whole of EPL that can play the WB is Etnuri. Only one person.
Etnuri, yes, of Wolves.
It's only Etnuri that can even play that position. So it's not a position you just put somebody there and say you fill the position.
See, something about Man United situation that we should understand. You see the likes of Maino, Garnacho, those that are homegrown players and they can bring in PSR, right? They can bring in 100% profit. Man United will sell those players. Garnacho, Kobe Maino. Then we'll now look at the likes of Casemiro. Lindelof. I think Lindelof has already left. Diogo Dalot. Diogo Dalot. Then Luke Shaw is still at that club. What is Luke Shaw still doing as Man United?
Don't worry, everything is coming for you. You guys should calm down.
The best thing to do for Man United now is I know the likes of Cunha and Delap have been talked about recently. How do you attract big names to your team? You are not in Europe. You finished in a very bad.
We don't need big names. We've done
that. What is big about Delap?
We don't need big names.
What about Delap?
Okay, Delap
is not a big name.
Or if you come for Delap and Chelsea come for Delap, you think
then he should go? I don't even want Delap.
You should go now. You should go to Chelsea.
So do you want to sign Delap? Will you sign Delap as your striker, as your main striker?
No.
You have to go to the class of 92 and do what you did in 1992. Find your next Beckham, your next Gary Neville, your next few. Bring out those guys from your academy, the likes of Chido Obi. Otherwise, you just keep spending money on players from around Europe that would not bring the good times back to Man United.
So this is the problem. This is the problem that Man United have, that I think we have as a fan. We have this culture of ignoring EPL proven players for years and years and years, going to bring people to come and do trial and error. Manchester United fans always say this is not good enough, that is not good enough, this is not good enough. Then we go buy, our coaches go buy somebody they played with 100 years ago, and all that. This is the problem. We have this problem starting from even the time of the last time I can say we bought a good player in EPL was Van Persie.
Yeah.
Mane, all these guys went to different clubs. Even as at last year, Amadou Onana was available. We went to buy Ugarte.
Yeah.
So a lot of this player, look at when this team, was it Leicester or Everton relegated? A lot of good players. Even this Madison that is in Tottenham. Look at this guy in Aston Villa. What is his name? This is their midfielder. This is Telemans. All these boys are good players that we can integrate in our team. But no, what we do is we allow a coach to come and say, there's this guy playing in Ajax, there's that guy playing in this thing. Let them come and do a trial and error in this thing. So we need to stop that. How can we have money? We didn't pursue Etnuri. We said there's one boy called Dogu somewhere. Brought this guy to come and try, test if he can run or cannot run.
You're right, Amorim that requested for Dogu.
Do you know how much we spent on what is his name? Ireland? 72 million.
72 million.
For a boy that has not kicked the ball in APL.
And 60 million for another one. They really?
So that's the problem. It's not about going to academy. How many clubs are going to the academy? I've not seen any club going to academy in the last 3 seasons just because they want to win something. Arsenal have not done it.
No.
Manchester City even tried this season when they were having issues. They find out quickly.
Find out quickly.
Well, no. For academy, Liverpool has brought players from academy. Man City has brought players from academy. Arsenal has brought 2 from academy. So we can point to 2 or 3 clubs.
What did they win for you?
But they are playing well. They are entering the best level.
Manchester United brought players from academy too. If that's what you want to say, that's not the point.
Let me comment. I think the point with United is this. Basically, there are no players in the academy that are good enough for the first team.
How do you know?
How do you watch the academy?
Maino is from academy. I think you are missing the point.
Because this is that
Maino, Garnacho are starting and they are from academy. But you are saying that we need to go to academy.
Came in from the academy. So if you have a Hamas there as well too.
Hamas has been playing, so it's not about going to the academy.
There. So the question now is this: are you telling me now that United have also not bought in players from the academy? They have. The thing you should be stopping about here is the system at which these players are actually being played in. That's where the problem is coming from.
Talked about the system, but Yomi said one thing. He said you want to win things. Man United right now should not even have their sights on winning things. Forget about winning things.
Simple.
Rebuild best.
Balance, stability.
It's easy to say that as a fan. It's easy to say that as a fan. It's easy to say that as a fan, but no coach will come and say, I don't want to win something next season.
Oh, of course. No coach will say that. Even Amorim,
if you want to go and face board and say, next season, let's just buy something now to stabilize. No coach will go and do that.
Now
let's be truthful to ourselves. Man, you cannot win anything next season now. So any board expecting a cup, I don't know where the board is bringing their forecast from.
That's the problem, because for the last 3 seasons, we have been terrible and winning something.
Yeah.
But you see, that has been masking the problem.
That's the problem.
Because everybody feels like, we are winning. We are not that bad. We are not that bad. We are still trying.
And I remember I said that on Thursday. I said, if United wins the Europa League, they would think everything is all right.
Everything is all right.
It's not going to be a band-aid on a very decaying team already.
If this Man United squad go to Champions League, oh my God.
So what authority are going to the Champions League?
No, they know already now. Group stage.
They know already.
Group stage.
They know already. So, yeah.
I rate champions. What's your expectation next season? I saw you guys are signing right, left, everything, activity.
See, we are not even done yet, because we've kept the pulse dry for a couple of seasons. We only signed Chiesa.
They will sign a lot of players.
We only signed Chiesa and Namashashvili last season.
Chai.
We've not really spent. We've not spent the money we bid for Caicedo, the one we got for Fabinho and Henderson. We've not even spent that money yet.
Wait. I saw that the money you got from Caicedo. Are you the Caicedo come from Liverpool to Chelsea?
The one we bid for 115 million.
Oh, okay. You guys have the money on you down. Okay. I do understand.
Wait. That's money when I want to spend for he don't finish.
No,
there's nothing more money. Package is roughly 300 million.
Jeffers, we are raising money. Nunes is going to Saudi.
We
are raising money. Saudi is the market now.
Saudi money.
Brought in a right.
And Liverpool has a very good salary or wage structure.
Exactly.
So they are good.
So now we need a left back. We are in talks for Kekes. Let's see how that goes.
Let me hijack that deal.
For me, I think the deal is close to done, because
I think they played Baka recently, so Baka has to recuperate. Baka all thought they had Jonathan Tay sealed up.
No, Jonathan Tay has always been going to Bayern. He has always been going to Bayern. Jonathan Tay has always been going to Bayern. That even we thought will go to Bayern, but Bayern cannot afford him right now. No. So Bayern wants him to stay for one more season. Then the price tag would have reduced, so they can come in and poach him. But I don't think his camp wants that. And another thing is, one player that we missed on, and I'm kind of disappointed, but I knew we'll go to Madrid anyway, is Hodgson from Bournemouth.
That guy.
I think for me, it would have been Van Dijk. Like, just come in and
but they are so fast, though.
They were fast.
That guy is good, though.
Very good. That was it. And got triggered his release clause. So I think we still have a couple more signings. For me, I'm confident, honestly. And the season, as that is ups and downs, I have to put it that way, because in the Champions League, we didn't go that far, despite the fact that we topped the league, right? Yeah. And people say, PSG. Yes, PSG were the better team, but it could have gone either ways. They had some goal line clearances at Anfield. At the end of the day, it was penalty.
They can't go any other way. They play better than you even in Anfield. They were passing you around.
They passing you around, though.
Don't mask it. They are playing you. They are playing you.
I think for me, those two fixtures it was a case of both keepers. Alisson
Oh
dominated the first leg.
yeah.
Donnarumma took
we
the
had,
second leg.
we
But
had the better chances.
if
We
you
had
have to conclude, who was the better team?
PSG was
no.
better.
PSG was the better team.
So
PSG,
sometimes the better team don't win the game. So
Yeah.
it would have gone anywhere. I agree with that. It would have gone anywhere.
You understand?
and
Maybe
You
Liverpool.
understand?
the
They
game
don't
Two
retain.
legs, not be one leg or two legs. Forget.
at the end of the day, PSG, since all this while
The
Madrid
final.
has been winning Champions League, Madrid has not always been playing. Even Champions League final last year, Dortmund dominated first half. We knew Madrid was still going to win. So it's a cup
Exactly.
Yeah,
competition. It's not all about
yeah,
whether you play or
yes.
this thing. These things happen in cup competition.
Yeah.
But we lost the Carling Cup final. That's a low point for me.
Mm.
And Newcastle were really up for it. So I can't complain.
Yeah.
Newcastle deserved to win. That one, there's no complaint about it. And then we lost to Plymouth in the FA Cup
FA
fourth
Cup.
round. That's also an area that Slot will want to look on. But overall, this is his first season, right?
So are you saying next season you
They
guys
are winning everything.
you are going to win everything
no,
next season?
we actually need to add more.
Which one again?
Wait, see,
Only one more.
You don't.
it
See,
showed.
no offense.
See,
Let me say this thing. If you have the opportunity to
yes,
dominate,
now
go ahead.
this is
Sorry.
the time. Use that time now that you're on top. Okay, let's look at Man City. When Man City were on top, they were ruthless.
They were ruthless.
Pep goes for
Exactly.
every trophy. He doesn't tell.
And
this one
imagine,
is-
imagine now when Pep is saying that he doesn't want the last squad.
I
If
was
they give the
saying
last
this
squad, he's
Man-
working it.
I was
You
Man
are
saying
looking
this
at that team. That
a
team already is
Liverpool
already
fan
weak. And you
last
still don't
week.
want the last squad. What is going
Man
on?
City, Man City have been ruthless even when they don't have anything.
I was saying
They
this to
were
Liverpool
buying
fan last
Arsenal players up and down.
Up and
and
down.
yeah.
Exactly. It was wickedness.
I was saying, I was telling the Liverpool fan last week. I said Liverpool won the league against Tottenham and just went to the beach. They've been losing since we've
They've
only
been losing since then.
collected 1 point. That Arsenal game. Since then, we've been on the beach at 80. We've been on 83 or 84 points since.
Since
If it were to be Man City, despite the fact that they've won the league, they will still keep
but
beating
City
people.
will clear everything.
They will
at
still
that
keep
point.
playing. That is that's why I said when you're on top, you have to be ruthless. Now you're the Premier League champions. You have to use the opportunity. Bulk your squad with quality. We saw that the likes of Avi Elliott and even sometimes Curtis Jones, they were not up to it last season. Simicas, the second 11 was not good enough to compete on all fronts. That is the truth. It was not good enough. We only had the first 11. And by January, they all ran themselves to the ground. We saw Salah, his numbers dropped towards the end
It
of
dropped,
the season.
yes.
So
So since January, actually.
since January, so you have to look at those things and say, okay, this are the areas that we can improve on next season. Because as far as I'm concerned, now we are level with Man U. Our next aim is to go past Man U and get to 21.
Call it possible. Let me tell you.
Go past
Forget
Man
to-
U and get to
Forget
21.
to
But I
in
think
the,
next
in
season,
the,
all
in the
eyes
next
is on
5
Arsenal to
years.
win the league. All eyes on Arsenal to win the league.
I mean, the
Baba,
Premier
they are not winning anything. In the
So,
next 5
who
seasons,
is winning the league next season?
in the next 5 seasons,
Me?
Liverpool will
You
still have
asking
more
me?
EPL than Man U. That's the
Um,
truth.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
So, use this time well. When I heard Ritz, I said, okay, where will he play? We have Soboslai. But then one thing that everyone should have in mind is Trent is leaving. And Trent is the most creative player in that Liverpool team. So
Yeah.
we are losing creativity, definitely. Soboslai is more of a hard worker, runner, and you barely see Soboslai making a Kevin De Bruyne defense splitting pass or a David Silva or Odegaard kind of pass. He's not really a number 10. He
It's
was
not
a
a number
winger
10.
at Leipzig before we brought him to Liverpool. So I think Witt might be taking up that position, and maybe Soboslai will fight for the spots up top. And then there's talks about Diaz probably going to Barcelona. We don't know how true that is, but then you might want to replace him as well because we know Nunes is leaving. So for me, we still need the center half. I don't want to forget that. Honestly, we need someone like Mark Gay in that team. A center half that would sit alongside Van Dijk and get the job done. We saw him as Heroes. Magay is a top player. For me, he is too good to remain at Crystal Palace. He needs to go to a bigger team. And Konate is yet to renew his contract. The fans are on him right now. Bro, you have
Real Madrid.
We are hearing he or Saliba might be going to Real Madrid. We don't know what Real Madrid is up to nowadays. Coaching free transfers. the king of free transfer.
I think one thing a lot of people have to look out for is next season will be Bournemouth and Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
Because they will lose players.
Definitely.
In all honesty. Already for Palace already know Magay is going. They know it already. Eberechi Eze.
Yeah.
If any of the top sides come for him, he will move.
It's gonna go. So which top side do you think is gonna?
Even Mateta.
Even Mateta is also going to go.
Yep.
You look at Bournemouth, they've already lost Hoyson. They will likely lose Milos Kekes as well too.
Kekes is gone.
Then you look at Anando and Semenyo. Might also move as well too.
Yep.
They will also build as well. They get to the side. You come to Brighton. Every transfer window, we are still going to mention Kairo Mitoma. Likely to move.
Yep.
There was a story about Joao Pedro moving to Chelsea, but Chelsea came out to say that actually it's false. They are not actually bidding for him, so he's still staying. But you know, when it comes to Brighton, every season
but Pedro is leaving actually.
Pedro is leaving.
He has been
leaving
definitely.
I don't
know if Liverpool is
leaving. For me personally, I think Bishop. I told Bishop something about some things a few times ago. I personally feel like United's striker issues. I think United are actually approaching it the wrong way. I feel United can actually solve that problem by looking towards a homegrown player. They don't need to go outside. I'm looking at a Liam Delap. How much? Maximum 25-20. You will get it.
It will shock you. It will shock you that they want to collect 50.
It's really close to 30.
He has the buyout clause.
No, he has the buyout clause. Yeah.
Because it's 30.
Yeah.
So why United can actually get him? Because I think that guy actually has the potential.
Let me tell you something about business. You don't keep 3 strikers like that. Just like your miss said, you have a 72 million guy, you have a 60 million guy, you're not bringing a 30. Come on, this is bad. See, you are looking at it from wait, those ones are going. Will you buy Hudson? How much will you buy him?
I mean, you have to take a loss on Oiland. You have to take.
Yes, how much will you buy him?
75. Maybe you sell him for like 40 or 45.
You won't get.
Who will buy him 40, 45? Come bring the club. Bring the club that will buy him 40, 45.
You will pay 30 for him. Honestly, sorry.
He will go to
somebody will pay 30. No, okay, Liverpool should come and take him and bring Nunes. Oh, you think Nunes is bad? You think Nunes is bad? Say Nunes miss Oleye and Post, Adi. This one doesn't even have chance of Oleye and Post.
I think Zegzi will stay. I think Oiland will go. I think Zegzi will stay. But one myth that I want to debunk about this season, Bishop and the Don, because I've heard a lot of people say that, oh, this season has not been competitive enough, and Liverpool have found it easy. Arsenal have had injuries. Man City are not at their best. Blah blah blah. See, honestly, it's just fallacies that people are bringing up. Because as far as I'm concerned, the fact that we are having Champions League race going to the final day of the season and 1 point separating 3rd to 7th, it shows you that the league is actually competitive. You have teams, 2 in Europa League final that are struggling in the league, and 1 in Conference League final, and Arsenal that even went all the way to the semi-final of Champions League. There's no way you can say that this season has not been competitive. Maybe the league was decided early, relegation was decided early, but the mid-table teams, see Crystal Palace winning their first trophy in how many years? Look at Newcastle winning their first trophy in how many years? So we are seeing the mid-table teams having quality to have a go at the big teams this season. That's just how it is actually more competitive than ever.
It's not a myth, Baba. There's a difference between race, title race, and top 4 race. You can't use top 4 race to judge title race. There is no title race. There is no title race since December. Is there any title? Was there any title race since December? That's different. That doesn't mean because people are fighting to the last minute for 3rd, 4th position. You are not saying, hey.
You know, for instance, what I love
doesn't
about the Premier League, what I love about the Premier League is this.
Mhm.
You know, there used to be a time whereby it was always referred to, we're always talking about the top 4.
Yeah.
Then gradually it became a top 5. Then
Now
it became a
it's
top 6.
Yeah.
So far with this season, I think by next season we might be putting that top 6 aside again because the competitiveness is actually getting very, very high.
Yep.
You're seeing teams that basically normally stay on the average point of the table.
Or even
Start
relegation.
coming up.
Nottingham Forest.
Exactly.
Nottingham Forest.
Even from relegation, Nottingham Forest. I think another team actually just joined in, although I'm not sure they will actually remain in the Premier League next season because the way it's going, Bellingham will be signed, obviously. Then they will go back to where they are coming from. That's Sunderland.
Oh, Sunderland got promoted today. Yeah.
Yeah, they got promoted today. Yeah. Because I think I think it's
did you watch the match?
I saw the game actually, yes.
That was
Sheffield
a beautiful match. Wow.
It was a beautiful match.
It was a beauty. When did that way? Wow.
I think the two of them showed up and played, not like the UEFA final.
Exactly.
Wow.
Okay.
I didn't watch it.
I think people that have been yabbing me since I didn't win anything. At least my women are making me proud. It's
Okay, they don't win Champions League.
When
Yes.
did you start following women and qualifying it to men, Jeffers?
I follow women, sorry. As long as it's my club.
Jeffers.
You quickly brought up women. Excuse me.
Have some shame. Have some shame.
Wait, my women team also had the same crisis as well too. Remember they sacked their manager when he was actually underperforming with the materials he got. Then they sacked him and they moved the assistant to take over. And yes, he is about to win the final.
But Jeffers, if I want to ask you a question, if
Yeah.
you were given one striker, who would you think should come into Arsenal that would help you guys to win the big trophies?
Isak.
I don't want an Isak.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
His injury prone. That's my worry.
Isak.
His injury record is my worry.
Oh, okay.
Oga is not sorry.
Who is this season?
Who is Manny?
Sorry, Saka and Isak.
Yeah.
Both of them went on injury, lengthy injury distance. So maybe that's why you are afraid. But in EPL, who will you go for? You will go for Osimhen or who?
For me, I will actually pick what I think this team needs right now is that box-in striker. You have no business outside. You're just there to convert. And for me, personally, I'll pick your cares ahead of any other person.
Oh, okay.
Simple. Chikena.
That's it.
Why not Osimhen?
Osimhen is a choice. I can consider.
Osimhen is also a good choice, but the thing is this: Osimhen is that combative 9 who will actually suit a team like Chelsea more than an Arsenal. Because right now with Arsenal, Osimhen with them, one thing with Osimhen is this: Osimhen tends to come and get the ball himself if he can. You get me? He will want to come out and bully. Arsenal doesn't need a bully now. Arsenal needs somebody who is just there to escort that.
So you just need a finisher.
I need a finisher.
Like a Van Nistelrooy type of player.
Exactly. Because the midfield will always create chances for that striker. You just need someone to escort it. Simple.
So what would you say about Odegaard being missing in big games this season?
Wow, that's it.
Well, I think this season, to be honest with you, this season was a season whereby a lot of things happened for the wrong reasons, both on the pitch and off the pitch. I personally feel like when you look at Arsenal this season, I'll tell you that basically Arsenal's performance this season was way lower than last season. Odegaard dropped, Saliba dropped, Trossard was a shadow of himself. Martinelli.
Saka
got injured. When he came back from injury, he picked only for 3 games, then he tanked.
He didn't pick. There's no pick there. He didn't pick.
He did. 3 games he
He
picked.
did it. You guys see, this is why I don't like Arsenal fan base. You guys, that goal that he missed against PSG, if it was Martinelli that missed that goal, they would have killed that boy. You guys are too emotional and sensitive. Let's be clear. Saka did not play anything this season. You guys should stop this thing.
You won for them at Madrid now.
I mentioned 3 games.
Saka at Madrid. It was Rice that won Madrid. It was Rice that did the whole first leg.
Second leg.
Second leg that he missed a penalty. Second leg was a collaborative effort. Everybody defended. Everybody attacked.
I said the first.
Do you know, sir? If Saka had scored that good ball, there would have been just one more goal. One more goal to qualify. Just one more goal. And they had 20 minutes.
They won't stay.
No, but the chance. But it was a chance. But it was a chance. It was an hope.
Yes. I agree that.
What I'm saying is the kind thing when it comes to Saka, these Arsenal fans get so emotional and they protect him. They protect him so much.
Yeah, but he has been good for them. He has been good for them. You protect your own.
Bishop, before he got injured, he was good.
He has been good for them now.
It was good.
You will cut him some slack at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
I mentioned Trossard. For me, I think Partey actually bought himself some level of praise, but he still contributed to actually kill himself again too. That is why basically when the point came about giving him a new contract, Arteta is still insisting that he might want to give him a 1-year contract extension, but most Arsenal fans do not want that contract extension. They want him gone because there were some points in the season whereby some of the goals Arsenal considered were considered directly from Partey.
Yes, I keep saying
either he was off position or they lost the ball from him directly.
Yeah,
that is why he actually was put in there. Fullbacks, I think Timber was actually an outstanding player for Arsenal this season. No argument.
100.
It was the other side Arsenal had problems.
So the question is, why is your captain missing in big games? What's the problem?
I think the thing is this. I think for me personally, I think the injury he had played a major role. I think if you could get reports, basically it was said that he was actually playing with injuries. In fact, he actually has been booked for surgery at the end of the season to actually treat an issue that has been niggling. What I've noticed was that Odegaard was actually trying to avoid getting injured.
Mm-hmm.
So he got missing.
Why is he trying to avoid? The Champions League was your only hope towards the end of the season of winning a trophy.
But he's playing with injury. He has to. If he's playing with injury, that then is mental. You don't want to go into another.
Bellingham has been playing with injury, right? But he still wants to go to the Club World Cup. See, I'm not saying he should have said he doesn't want to play, right?
We can't compare players.
We can't compare. Okay, yeah, that's fine. We've seen the likes of Gerrard, Scholes, Lampard.
We can't compare this generation versus Laba.
Those ones were machines.
Semi-final.
Those ones were machines, for God's sake.
To win a trophy.
Get the job done. For me, one other thing we should actually look at this season is this. We should look at Chelsea. Let's look at Chelsea. What is going on at Chelsea? Because as far as I'm concerned, Chelsea are going to do exactly what they did last season. They will end the season, then put everybody on the transfer market, then bring in a new set, and we will start the cycle all over again. Okay, you heard about the story about Andre Santos, who they said was going to be the next biggest thing in Strasbourg. But the young man has been performing there. But the next story we got yesterday was that he's actually in the transfer market himself. They're going to sell him. So now you see
really that Chelsea fans are
they're going to sell him as we speak. Chelsea has 9 goalkeepers, but as we speak right now, all the 9 are in the transfer market because they're looking for a new goalkeeper. So now you see what the problem is.
But you know what? Chelsea can still qualify for Champions League, and
they can.
For them.
They can.
Oh, sorry, Arsenal has won the Champions League, the female Champions League.
Yeah, it just ended. Yeah.
Well, congrats to us now. At least you have
ladies.
You know, since 2016, the Champions League final has either been a Lyon or a Barcelona. He don't do. I beg.
Yeah, I think it was the same Barcelona that knocked them out the last time around. So I remember. I watched that match. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
But Arsenal had the best team. Arsenal always had the best team in Champions League when it comes to women. But Chelsea is winning everything when it comes
They
to the
won
league. So
The domestic league is Chelsea.
yeah.
They swept the domestic titles.
Mm-hmm. So,
All
yeah,
right.
Jeffers,
Yeah.
for me, you guys, I heard Zubimendi, maybe Party is leaving, and that's why Ateta wants,
Partey
because he
leaving.
wants someone that will not be losing the ball.
Exactly.
Party
That's why he went for
you see
Zubimendi.
that position. You saw what Gravenberch now won young player of
Gravenberch
the
held
year.
it.
Some people are saying
And it
it's
is not his
controversial.
position. That's the
Why
interesting
is
part. It's not
Gravenberch
his natural
winning it?
position, but he held the job.
He did the job exactly. He's not a natural four, but he did the job. You can't be losing the ball in that position. That's a
In that
very
position
delicate
is
position.
risky.
Once you
Because
lose the
whether I
ball
like it or
there,
not,
they are
as a
facing the
DM,
goal
you are not
straight.
protecting the defense line, you're protecting the goalkeeper.
Exactly.
If he beats you, that's it.
That is it. So I
That
think
is it.
he wants an improvement on Party in that area. So that's why he's bringing in Zubimendi. But
Yeah.
Saliba, you guys should be wary because I'm seeing Madrid all over Saliba.
Yeah.
I'm aware of that one.
You're aware
I'll
of
be
that
honest
one?
with you. You know, I said something last time. I said, look, as far as I'm concerned, Saliba is good. It's all right. But the truth is this. If there's one thing I've learned about football is that no player, one, is irreplaceable. And no
Except
player
Messi.
is unapproachable. Except Messi. No player is unapproachable. As long as the right price comes in, you have to go. And let's be realistic, guys. Here, it's Madrid. No one actually says no to that white shirt. So
And you don't know the funny thing. Him and Konate are in the same contract situation. By the end of this June, by June, they both have 1 year left to go.
yeah,
Ah.
for Saliba's case, I think they've actually presented the bid. They presented the contract in front of. It's been with him since the beginning of May, if I'm right.
But he hasn't signed it.
And the offer is £300,000 per week.
Do you know
It's
what Madrid
small,
will have offered him?
but it is. I know Madrid. Madrid can easily afford that amount. So it's a case
Even
of.
sign on bonus. Sef.
I
Do you
mean,
know how much- why do you
so I
think
think it's a case of
the
if the
trend
player
that was telling us
himself
that
wants to
I'm a
move
Liverpool
or
through
not.
and through is going to Madrid? See,
But in that
money
case,
makes
we
the world
just
go
have to start
round.
looking for another person, obviously. No crime there.
So
So
they
they
are
go, so they
circling
go, bars will
around
remain.
him or Konate. Konate has also refused to sign. Both of them
Hey,
are playing with their
and we know
Madrid is
Madrid are
playing
going to
with
be
both
for
of them. They want
defenders,
to sign at
obviously.
least one. But if Konate is not signing, he should let us know. We cannot no
Exactly.
longer be in
It's not to prepare.
that Trent Salah Van Dijk situation. We can no
Because
longer
believe
be
you
in
me,
that situation
you see
again.
that Van Dijk situation there, you don't want to have it again.
Again, exactly.
At all.
So if he's not signing, let them sell him this summer.
Hmm.
He can leave, then bring in a replacement.
Being a replacement, yeah.
Simple as that.
Guys, I think at this point I have to exit myself.
All right,
Because
I got to wrap up too. So, guys, thank you, Yomi. Thanks for joining us. I rate champions. Thank you so much.
Tomorrow is coronation day. Coronation day.
sorry, I can also hold the bragging right of champions as well too. Whether I like it or not, I won the Champions League.
And there will be London Paris. There will be Paris.
All right, guys, thank you so much.
Thanks
all
for
right.
having me. Nice being here. Thank you.
Thank you, Irene. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Yomi. Thank you, the Don. Guys, have a lovely weekend.
Guys.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks so much. We'll see you guys tomorrow.